Hello everyone, Dan the 14th Prime here. Today I want to share with you the Captain America Civil War Hot Toys Sideshow exclusive battling version. You can see here the front of the box got a nice sort of, I won't say grayscale because you got some red in there. There's definitely some color, but it's kind of a darker shade artwork over the top. You got Cap, Black Widow, Falcon up in the corner. You flip it around to the side, you can see how the artwork's just going to wrap here. You've got the shield, you start to see the Winter Soldier arm. Then on the back here, you see Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye. It says United we stand, divided we fall. And then over here on this final side, it's really just, that's like Black Widow's left arm. So that's the box. It's basically just a pull-off sleeve. So you pull off the sleeve of MMS 360 and you get this, basically a big window box, trying to put a little bit of light in there, but it's got Cap on the right, his shield down there in the bottom left, then you see 6 sets of hands, and towards the top left you've got an extra head sculpt and the Crossbones accessory. Not much special with this inner box. I'll give it a quick spin so you can just see. Okay, so let's pop this thing open and check them out. Okay guys, so here's the Battling Cap and basically everything that's in the box. We'll go through all these in some detail, but of course you get the figure there with the battling and wear effect. You get the shield, again worn, and Black Panther scratched. You get this base, which has gotten a lot of flack because it's, recycled, as they say. So people aren't loving that. I don't mind recycled bases as long as it fits, but we'll talk more about that later. You get the Crossbones smashed up helmet down there, and you get 5 extra fists in addition to the 2 on him in the Chris Evans unmasked head sculpt. All right, so let's go in and take a closer look. Okay guys, so here's just the figure Battling Cap. I'll give you the wide angle spin around. You can take a look. I mean, it's not going to look magical, right? Cap tends to look like Cap, and there's no really exception to that here. But I will say it is a nice figure. The suit looks really good. It's got some nice dirt effect on it, and we'll look closer at all that. This side here, I'm going to have him holding the shield. Probably going to keep that on because not easy to switch it around, and we'll talk more about that. So let's go in and go a little closer here. I'll let you check out the head sculpt here, the masked head sculpt, which looks pretty good. You get a nice job with the eyes. They look really great. They've got just a lightness to them, a pop to them. He's got some dirt across his face, so that makes sense. Chin strap looks good and has some extra detailing there with like some kind of little snaps or something around the chin strap. Flip around the side. All the right details through the helmet and everything, as Cap has always been, right? So it's not like they've never got Cap right before. There's been some very nice ones already released. So this is just another extension of those lines, but different in its own way because it's adding some things and it's missing some things, quite frankly. So we'll talk a little bit about that in here because you probably otherwise won't see it, but he's even got some of the right detailing on top of the head. So if we go down on Cap here, you start to see the suit, and it's the right suit, and it's Cap's suit, right? He's got the straps, the star, the blue, the red and white stripes, right? It's all there. His Civil War outfit, not radically different than Age of Ultron. So if you're having that figure, you might not find this figure too motivating to pick up. Here's closer in on the left profile view. Obviously, the exclusive nature of this makes it a little more desirable for folks. So you might be picking up for that reason, but it's really not going to be a whole lot wildly different than prior Caps. And the exclusives are really, nothing magical in my opinion. But again, if you don't have a Cap, this is definitely an option. But of course, there is another release coming, just the normal version, which has, I think, some more interesting technology features than this figure here. And I would say generally this figure is for, the folks that are the completists, that want it all, that want the exclusives. If you're more of an exclusive collector, then of course you might gotta have this. Or maybe you just want some diorama with maybe Black Panther or something like that. You might find this more helpful and interesting to your setup. Because these are 12-inch figures, I'm just going to jump down and kind of half pan from the waist just so you can see it. Because when you're up towards the chest and pan down, you don't really get a good look at the lower body. Sorry, my focus was bouncing there. But you can see the boots really do look nice. So I want you to get a look at those. Here you have the left side down, and I will say just it's kind of refreshing getting a figure like Cap just as I move them around. Much more posable. Coming off some figures like Ant-Man recently, kind of discouraged with posability. So, but that's really nothing special, just more of a what I've been seeing lately with Hot Toys. It's left me a little discouraged with some of the posability recently. So getting a figure like Cap in your hands is kind of refreshing because you can move them around a lot more than the Ant-Man I got lately. Okay, so that's the figure. You've seen him from a wide and up close. And again, it's a nice suit and it's Cap, and I think all in all very solid, just not special, right? The battle effect overall is pretty light. It's just some dirt and wear here and there. But here is the shield. Let's take a closer look at this. And I love it and I hate it. I love sort of the realisticness of it, and that it actually uses these straps here, and they plug in at the top and the bottom on each, so they can disconnect like that. It's using good old-fashioned straps, no technology, no magnets, nothing fancy to hold this. So to put it on, you basically grab a strap holding hand like you see there, and I find it easiest to actually just to pop off all the straps, or at least pop one end loose. Put his hand in this strap, plug his hand into his arm, and then just connect the straps and wrap them around, and that's how you get him to hold his shield. I'm not going to illustrate it because it's nothing complicated, but point being, it's kind of a hassle. As you're switching hands or switching poses or wanting to go off and on with the shield, you'll wish you had something like a magnet or something easier than just these good old-fashioned strap approach. But at the same time, you can really kind of appreciate the look of that and how it just looks so realistic and natural, which you may or may not get depending on if they used some other type of technology. But inside of the shield looks good. You can see the leather straps there, very well detailed. The riveting through the inside of the shield, very well done. The glove hand, very nice as well. And then here we have the outside of the shield, which is very nice. You know, it's got just the right amount of wear and dirt on it, so it's not a clean, shiny shield. It's got some dirt on it, and then most noticeably, really just the Black Panther scratches, which again, if you got the Black Panther coming, I think later this year, as I do on pre-order, you could get a neat setup that you really kind of want this shield to do. Though it's just a shame that you have to buy a whole exclusive figure just to kind of get this shield in that setup for yourself. But I do really like the shield. It is metal, seems to be metal, at least as well as I can judge metal. It's got a ping to it, it's got a weight to it, so very nice. So before I leave the figure here and go check out some of the accessories, I might as well just give you a heads up on some of the warnings. So you can't take off the uniform, so don't mess with the uniform, try to strip them down. But these belts can come off in theory. They have little snaps on them. Like mine was actually unsnapped when I got it, but there's little snaps in the back. Again, not a big deal. You can see it if you get the figure, but it recommends it you don't mess with it. I don't intend to mess with it, but I did notice the way those wrap around, they do have snaps and could be removable if you were so inclined. Okay, so let's tick through the hands. He comes with two of these hands on. So this is a right fist, closed fist. The left one is on the figure. You would have seen it already. Again, nice glove. I mean, it's got the right brown leather with the black accenting. The skin underneath coming through the knuckle there and around on the fingers. So really nicely done. You get two of these. So you also get two of these. This is the shield holding hand. Again, the detail effect is really nice. And it's open partially, so you can slide the strap in, and he can hold the shield with his left or right hand. This is obviously the left one. The right one is on right now and holding the shield. One thing I do notice, just from a battling perspective, is he just has super clean fingernails. It's just downright impressive. For being in the dirt, getting down and battling, he's fresh from a manicure. So that's basically 4 hands, right? 2 fists, 2 shield holding, and then he has 3 unique hands. This is a left kind of open hand, loosely open, which could be for any number of things, waving, maybe almost kind of holding the shield a little bit. We'll see what we can do. We'll play with it. But a little more of just a relaxed hand look, basically. You get one of these. This is the charge, go, pointing finger, whatever you want to do with it. Call guys out, charge forward. And then he has this kind of, I want to palm a basketball type hand. I don't know, it's just a relaxed hand, but wider out than this hand. See? This is more of like maybe a stop. This is more of maybe a wave. Hello, stop. Don't know. But just more of a spread, finger, and again, really nice look. And again, just super clean fingernails. Great look with the glove there. So that is all in all the 7 hands that come with the figure. And then last but certainly not least, you get the unmasked Chris Evans head sculpt. I'll get it on the figure here in a moment, but really nice. I mean, really, really sharp head sculpt. I think iteration to iteration, they are doing a nicer job with the head sculpt of Chris Evans. So that's one reason why you might like this figure as well. But again, there is a regular figure coming that I think the head sculpt looks not just as nice, and there's more technology in terms of being able to swap out face plates and stuff like that for different expressions that they did not use with this figure, which was a little bit disappointing. I don't know why they're not leveraging kind of the best of both in the exclusive version. But you can see the hair there. It looks pretty good. I think overall, it's maybe a little dark for me. I don't know if that jumps at you on camera, but sitting here looking at it live, I think everything just looks a little dark. The hair, a little dark. The skin tone, a little dark for Chris Evans as we know and see him in the movie. But could just be me. But it is a super, super sharp head sculpt. And that's just sweet. The hair just looks really good. Kind of just a short hair effect. Well textured. Sideburns. Ear looks really good. Side of the face, the profile, the jawline. I mean, that's just really nice head sculpt. Okay, so here are the exclusives. You get a Captain America Civil War destroyed brick kind of stand, which, as I understand it, is a recycled base. So it's been used before. It's kind of soft in some areas, which is probably a good thing. So it's less conducive to breaking. I mean, it works for Captain America. The odd thing is this actually looks a lot like the Marvel Select stand that comes with the comic book Captain America figure. So that was kind of the first thing I thought when I saw this. It's like, man, I mean, it's bad coincidence probably. I don't know if they even know that at Hot Toys, but you can get like a $20 figure that has this same sort of look and feel to it in terms of Captain America brick wall kind of stand. So in that regard, I was like, man, that's not great. But it comes in 2 pieces, a base, and that wall just plugs in the back. Comes with a clear pole here and kind of a crotch holder to help balance there. I really don't like kind of stands like this because there's just so much crap on the stand. See that? It's just not a lot of foot placement. It's like, okay, I can put his foot easily here or there. Otherwise, I'm trying to balance him on some stones, use the crotch holder, I guess. I don't know, but that's kind of annoying because I don't think it gives you as much display flexibility as I'd like to have from my stand. And again, brick wall thing there. You can just check this thing out. It's detailed, of course, all the way around. Not surprising. So that's the stand. You know, it's getting a lot of criticism, and same for me. I mean, I don't love it. I don't mind that it's recycled, but I don't think it's anything magical in terms of Civil War display stand. Doesn't entirely resonate. Then you also get the Crossbones beat up masks, which is cool, but I hope you're not buying the figure just for this. And frankly, even between the damaged shield, the exclusive base, and the exclusive mask here, it's hard to recommend buying the figure even just for those three. So, you know, I think you really need to be either someone that needs a cap, or again, you're going to be someone that is a completist for Civil War, or that just loves and collects all the exclusives. So this is a nice little piece. It's just a hollow piece of plastic, which I'm about to drop there. Fully detailed all the way around, and just all busted up here on the left side, where Cap obviously gave the guy a workover. So, you know, it's kind of neat. I had it on the ground, obviously. You've seen a lot of pics. He's probably standing on it or whatever. That's kind of what you can do with it, right? So really just for a display effect, which I also don't love for exclusives. I think it's cooler to have something that you can actually do with the figure in terms of posing him or accessorizing him. So that is Crossbones' helmet. So let me just demonstrate a couple of these accessory pieces for you guys. First, let's start with the Chris Evans head sculpt. So we're in close here on the head, and directions say to get that off, you want to give the neck a good bend because it connects really deep down in their base. So give it a little bit of bend and then up. Apologies there, guys. I even went off camera to do that myself just so I can get it closer in my lap, because I did feel the head really kind of disconnecting up here versus down here. So I just pulled that in close to make sure I could get a good grip on the base. But again, just down at the base, tilt it and go up is what you want to do. Then we'll grab Everyday Chris here and just plug him down in there, just on a ball joint. Okay, and again, there we are with the Chris Evans head sculpt on the figure. You've seen it, but there it is officially on his torso. It looks the same. And if we just back up here, you can get a better feel for what that looks like on the figure. And I mean, it looks good. Again, super nice looking head sculpt. I mean, that just looks like spot on, bang, Chris Evans from the movie right there. And that just really, really looks good. And the next accessory thing I want to show you guys is really putting the shield on the back. And I'll go ahead and show you here. Hopefully it's not too much of a hassle. Just how to pop off the shield. Again, there's these straps. Of course, my hands are just going to be in the way here, but you can just disconnect these straps. So see how that one dropped down? Kind of hard to do looking over the camera, but again, it is like a real strap. It even has a little pinch thing you have to do, which is what makes it such pain in the butt. Okay, we got that off. Now I need to get this out of his hand. So there. That's how the shield comes off. And actually what you want to do is pop a strap off. My bad. So we want to lose a strap here. Oh, so impossibly small. Okay, so when you get a strap off, and it does come with one of those thin plastic wands that you'd generally expect for battery accessories. So, and that can kind of help, but it's not the perfect device still, because you have to be able to push it in from both sides to undo the snap. Again, like a real snap, which is kind of cool, but painful. Okay, so this isn't going to be easy either. We want to go for these tiny slots. I pulled this out of the box, which is just a simple like hanger, right? It's going to hang on the back of his suit. Again, nothing fancy with technology on this figure, which is kind of cool and kind of not. But that plugs in there, so you get the hanger effect. Now you just grab the figure and hang it off his back. And you can see it's just okay. It kind of depends on the angle. If you're like perfect from the side, which I'd say I have you right now, it floats a little bit. It's because the device probably needs to be rounded to get it more snug. Or just rather than being plastic, just be like a piece of fabric with a snap. So it will actually just lay across the back and come in snug on the figure. So it doesn't do that. Now obviously you're not going to have them displayed this way that someone could look from the side so easily. You might have them in some pose from the back, right? And that looks just fine. You know, dare I say, even good. It seems to have the right height and everything. Or you do him from the front. And again, it's less impactful because he's a big enough guy. He covers most of the shield, but it's there if you wanted to put it that way as well. All right, guys, let me quickly run through the articulation because someone always goes spaz if you don't show the articulation for some reason. The head is on a ball joint. Spin it around. Can go down, not quite to his chest. You can get some look up. Enough, you know, not a ton, but enough. The shoulders, you can't spin them obviously because the suit is going to limit spinning the shoulder all the way around. Not that you really need to do that to get him posed. Goes out to the side just fine. I think just in terms of forward movement with the arm, that's really where that gets limited, and you can't quite get him, you know, parallel to the floor or to his shoulder, so a little bit light in that direction. And it goes about as back as it does, and a little bit less back. Not quite as much back as forward, but you can get enough there. Check out the elbow there. It's a solid 90 degrees at the elbow. Again, the fist just pegs in, so it's going to rotate, and then it has a pivot in there as well. And you're going to swap out the hand you want. In terms of here, there's nothing at the chest. It's maybe a little bit surprising. The waist is fine though. You can do the waist. If we go downstairs here, and you're not going to break anything, as you shouldn't, because there's no warnings in the directions. So there's his leg. It'll get up like this. Hopefully you can see this here. So it's pretty good. I mean, maybe 75 degrees, something like that. The knee comes in nice. So that's a good bend there at the knee. He's got a thigh swivel up there, like right up here. He's got a, looks like there's some more swivel probably down here on the boot. Point being, you'll get plenty of rotation out of the leg and the foot. It's underneath this boot cover, so you have no really issues moving that around. You get good articulation through there as well. And I think that is everything. So again, in terms of articulation, I think very usable, very posable figure, as you would expect, and as Cap has always been. There's no Ant-Man pleather on this guy to restrict him. So there you have it, guys. That's Battling Captain America MMS 360 exclusives from Sideshow. Again, nice overall figure with Cap, but nothing magical, special, or really new. And the exclusives, well, they're hard to really maybe put you over the top if you've already got a Cap. If you don't have a Cap, definitely take a look, but I'd say also take a look at the Captain America that is forthcoming, which I think has some cooler features with technology, face plates, things of that nature. But it's a nice looking figure. I think you can get some great poses and great looks from this guy. I'm going to close with just some pics and let you check that out. Hope you liked the video, guys. I'll see you next time. Hello everyone, Dan the 14th Prime. I'm back here with the 3A Toys Premium Scale Exclusive Bambaland exclusive. Dark of the Moon Optimus Prime